looking for a quick way to feel all those feels, you've come to the right place. I'm Kat and welcome to Daily Gram. Today we're listing our picks for the top 10 anime movies that will melt your heart. Now before we get to that, here's a reminder to watch until the end of this video, because I'm pretty sure our number one pick is going to make your heart implode. That's right, implode. Also, we might be dropping a few details here and there, but don't worry, we're going to try our best not to spoil your own viewing experience, I promise. Okay, sufficiently warned? Let's get started. Number 10, Grave of the Fireflies. If you've been on the hunt for great anime movies before, or if you've looked up anime movies you have to see before you die, you've probably encountered Grave of the Fireflies more than once. This film's main plot makes use of two words that should never be put together: children and war.
Come on.
See, I feel you cringing through the screen. In this movie, we follow the story of a young boy named Seita who tries his best to keep both himself and his younger sister Setsuko alive, as World War II ravages their country. This movie won't be easing you in before it makes you cry. It sucker punches you with a gut-wrenching scene at the very start that becomes more and more heartbreaking as you continue the film. So if you're out to give yourself a good cry, then why not give Grave of the Fireflies a shot? This film presents the very real atrocities of war, that it not only sets societies back, but robs us of one of the most basic units, the family. Promise me you won't watch this with your younger siblings, okay? Number 9, Garden of Words. If you're looking for a quick tearjerker, then you have to watch Garden of Words.
少しとよみて降らずとも我は止まらんいもしとどめば
This movie isn't even an hour long. It's a short one that will put you through a roller coaster of emotions as you cheer for the lovable main character. We follow the stories of Takao Akizuki and Yukari Yukino. This unlikely duo meet at Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden and continuously bump into each other during their quiet rainy mornings.
じゃあまた会うかもね。もしかしたら雨が降ったら。
If you want to see how one person inspires another to take life by the horns and seize the day, then check out Garden of Words. I'm pretty sure you'll be wishing that the movie was a little longer after you put away the tissues.
悩みも名前さえもそれなのにどうしようもなく惹かれていく。
Number 8, Kimi No Na Wa. So here's a masterpiece that made a huge impact internationally and proved that anime can tell diverse and beautifully intricate
ただ
stories.
ひたすらに美しい眺めだった。
Let me tell you about Kimi No Na Wa. This movie was released in 2016 and earned enough dough to make it the highest grossing anime movie of all time and the 18th highest grossing non-English film of all time. This film tells us the stories of Mitsuha Miyamizu, a young high school girl studying in the Hida region, and Taki Tachibana, a young high school boy who studies in Tokyo. Because of odd circumstances, these two end up switching bodies and try to find each other to get their respective bodies back. The premise alone opens up the story to both hilarious and dramatic complications. But the film ends things perfectly that you'll be trying to remember the names of everyone you came across in it. So do yourself a favor and watch this movie that broke the hearts of millions. I'm sure Kimi no Na Wa will find itself in your thoughts long after you've finished watching it. Take it from me, just don't go overboard tying a lot of red strings around everything you love.
誰だ名前はまだこの世界は
Number 7, Hotaru no Moria. This one's another short but incredibly, if not bitterly sweet movie that is sure to leave you in tears. Hotaru no Moria, or Into the Forest of Fireflies Light, is a 44-minute film that transcends worlds. And you'll be experiencing a whole array of emotions that you never thought were possible while watching this film. Hotaru no Moria is about Hotaru Takegawa, a 6-year-old girl who eventually grows as the story progresses. and Gin, a wandering masked spirit of the forest. This unlikely duo meets when Hotaru enters the cursed part of the forest behind her village.
おい、チビ。何を泣いているんだ?
And from here, a very special love blooms. Gin, however, is cursed. He's meant to disappear if he touches a living human. So, how do they adapt to the curse? Well, you gotta watch to find out.
好きだよ。
私もよ。
Number 6, Wolf Children. Any parent will tell you that having kids can be quite a challenge.
今作ってるよ。待っててね、ユキ。もうすぐだから。
Your life changes from the beginning. You find yourself lacking sleep, constantly not knowing what to do, wondering if you're doing anything right, and you find joy in all the small moments, arguably the most important ones. Wolf Children depicts these parts of parenthood perfectly. The story begins with young college student Hannah, who falls in love with, you guessed it, a werewolf.
花俺が何に見える?
The pair bears 2 kids, the titular wolf children, and all of a sudden, Hannah becomes a single mother raising them in modern Japan. That was a lot, right? Even I thought that was a lot. This film's got its highs and lows, and we mean that in all the best possible ways. A fantastical film with a very real and relatable plot, Wolf Children is a timeless piece meant for the whole family. Number 5, Up on Poppy Hill. This movie is going to make you want to become a morning person if you aren't already. I mean, just listen to the song they play during the opening credits. It makes you want to jump out of bed, prepare breakfast, and set out to find the love of your life. Well, maybe not exactly that, or, with a few steps in between, but basically it'll make you want to jump out of bed.
おはよう。おはようございます。
Up on Poppy Hill is a feel-good movie that will make you start screaming like this.
Yes! Yes!
Or like this. Up on Poppy Hill tells the story of soulmates Umi Matsuzaki and Shun Kazama, who are cursed with a very, very weird problem. You want to know what it is? Then you're gonna have to go watch it. What we can tell you is if you're in the mood for breathtaking art, an amazing soundtrack, and the nostalgic feeling of childhood crushes, then Up on Poppy Hill is the perfect fit for you.
お二人さん、こっち向いて。
Number 4, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. What would you do if you finally found the love of your life, learned that they were suffering from cancer, and that they only have a few years left?
それ、私のなんだ。
Yeah, that's the setting. But I Want to Eat Your Pancreas doesn't barrage its viewers with melodramatic scenes that leave them emotionally exhausted. It actually tries to play off the idea of tragedy by showing the main characters, an unnamed boy, and Sakura, the cancer-stricken girl he's in love with, in happy scenes. Before you head off thinking that this movie might be similar to John Green's The Fault in Our Stars and decide to never give it a shot, let me tell you this. The disease mentioned isn't the cause of heartbreak in the film, but there's something more to it than that. This movie is going to make you go through the motions. It'll make you feel frustrated, on the verge of tears, and then depressed until it finally hits you. So you're going to want to give this a shot. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is worth your time.
私が残りの人生で一緒に遊んであげようか。
Number 3, Weathering with You. If you enjoyed Kimi No Na Wa and want to know if its creator Makoto Shinkai has been up to anything else, then we have 3 words for you. Weathering with You. This film, released in 2019, is another must-watch. It tells the tale of how Hodaka Morishima meets a young girl named Hina Amano, who was gifted by the gods with the ability to control the weather. We follow their story as they overcome homelessness, being chased by gangsters, and even as they are transported into other dimensions, all while their love causes Japan to literally drown. We know that it seems like too much to digest, but just like Kimi No Na Wa, this movie manages to tie everything together in the end.
自分のために願って。ひな。
So if you want to explore the selfishness of loving another person, then look no further than Weathering with You. Who knows? You might be lucky enough to meet your own weather-controlling girlfriend or boyfriend yourself.
青空よりも俺はヒナがいい。天気なんて狂ったままでいいんだ。
Number 2, 5 centimeters per second. There's a misconception that the slice of life genre is boring. Instead, we think it's a type of story that delves deep into introspection, studying how you process your experiences.
来年も一緒に桜見れるといいね。
Like in 5 centimeters per second, you may start to think back to your childhood crush and wonder if they might be thinking of you too. Whoa, where did that come from? Anyway, 5 centimeters per second is a movie that tackles a maturing form of love. We are first introduced to our young couple Takaki Tono and Akari Shinohara, who seem inseparable during their early days of schooling. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Oh, sorry, wrong franchise. I meant everything changed when Akari moved away. We then follow their story of maturity throughout 3 chapters in the movie: Cherry Blossom, Cosmonaut, and 5 centimeters per second. This movie will make you wonder if you already met your soulmate and what actually constitutes a soulmate. It tackles love as an ever-growing feeling, and sometimes you may grow in different directions. Did I forget to mention it has a kick-ass theme song? If this doesn't convince you to add the movie to your watch list, I'm not sure what will.
多分心は1センチくらいしか近づけませんでした。
Number 1, A Silent Voice. We all love a good underdog story. Bullied kid grows up and eventually shows his tormentors that he's made of stronger stuff. But what happens when you're following the story of the bully instead? A Silent Voice is about forgiveness and how ex-bully Shoya Ishida tries his hardest to apologize to the girl he tormented years ago.
友達になれるかな。
We follow both their stories, learning how old wounds impacted their lives and allow them to grow into the people they are at present.
明日も遊ぼう。な、西宮。
Both achingly delicate and resoundingly hopeful, this film intertwines the polarizing differences of its characters, recognizing that understanding goes a long way when it comes to falling in love. With its amazing visuals, relatable narrative, moving soundtrack, and masterful storyline, it is no doubt one of the best anime movies out there, which is why it's number 1 on our list.
みんなの顔をちゃんと見ます。明日からみんなの声もちゃんと聞きます。
Did any of your favorite anime films make the list? Or have you been convinced to give any of ours a try? Sound off in the comments section below. And if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Dailygram for more content.